everybody, and welcome back to...
Are you petting it? My precious.
To 50 Shades of Tay. I'm here with J. Scott Campbell. How's it going? How you doing?
How you doing?
Dune. That's what I texted him this morning.
And I got it, actually.
Well,
normally I'm a little thick when it comes to stuff like that. I was like, I know what he's doing.
Speaking of thick, we just got our hands on the popcorn bucket that we were shocked was still in stock.
I know. I'm going to eBay this sucker in 2 seconds.
Yep. Gently used. But we were surprised because they've been selling these since Mean Girls was in theaters, and I held out until tonight so we can get our match.
Well, there was a guy at the bar. He goes, "Where'd you get that? They have those?" He was so excited.
Shocked.
He was running for it.
But other than this abomination, what did you think of the film?
Where do you begin? I mean, I'm still processing it. As I was saying to David, I was like, this is almost too much to take in. One thing that was kind of I didn't expect. I guess I should have. I haven't read the book, but I kind of know the broad strokes. It almost has like a biblical scale or something to it. It's almost kind of somebody else mentioned kind of Lawrence of Arabia, kind of like, it's funny, it's sci-fi, but I feel like this one's even less sci-fi than the first one. I feel like this is more cerebral, quasi Moses and the Ten Commandments or something. It's just a lot to take in, but it was amazing and breathtaking. I mean, talk about world building too. You get so pulled into it. Sometimes at movies you're looking at your watch and you're thinking about like, oh, what am I going to eat afterwards?
Yeah.
You get so sucked into this. Like, I mean, I was almost like decompressing coming out of that theater. It was crazy.
It's one of the rare films where I think every single aspect of it is just top-notch, from the costuming to the cinematography, the score. I've been listening to that score on repeat since I played it on my playlist like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
I cannot get enough of it.
It's very zen, or sort of almost like meditative, that score. And the sound in the IMAX.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get to see the first one in the IMAX, so this was kind of great to hear that score and the sound design really just engulf you. That was really pretty. That was like half the experience, I think, right there. But yeah, there's nothing in this that isn't believable. A lot of times you watch movies and you're like, oh, that's cool, but I can see that's special effects. I feel like you just get immersed in this. Nothing really feels fake or. I'm still wrapping my brain around it. How about you? Like, you saw this your second time.
Yeah,
What's it like seeing a second time?
It's just as amazing. It's crazy for the second time because I was like, it's an almost 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I was wondering if I was going to feel the runtime this time. It flew by.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is I found myself, even though this is the second viewing in 4 days, hanging on every single word of dialogue. Even though I knew what they were going to say, I just found like it's beautifully written, and just like the dialogue and the way they communicate with each other. And it was cool too because I tried this time because I was so focused on facial expressions in this movie. This time I was trying to
nice juicy close-ups too.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And they convey so much without saying things sometimes.
Yeah.
And so this time I was trying to look at the background actors, trying to get more of a sense of like the set decoration. I just thought it was great.
It's cool too. Like, I mean, it's just like he takes such interesting choices too. Like, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a hand-to-hand fight at the end, and a lot of it's just like silhouetted against the sunset, and it's just cool choices, like from an artistic point of view, where it's like, oh, they could go for the flashy thing, but he goes for these really interesting, grounded artistic choices with the lighting or anything like that. It's just, I mean, that guy's directing. He's on a whole nother level. I mean, it's fantastic. It's impressive.
So would you say IMAX is definitely the way to see this film?
I mean, yes, because that's where obviously how I just saw it, and I think it's intended that way.
Yeah.
I believe it's shot for IMAX, so I felt you got to see it on IMAX, and I think, just the sound design and everything, the way it's. I mean, again, I haven't seen it in another format, but
I can't imagine seeing it standard.
I feel like it was like back when you would see Avatar. You had to see it on the biggest screen, the best projection. I feel like this is if you're gonna bother to see it in the theaters, which obviously you should. Don't settle for like a wimpy screen. Just wait for the good IMAX seats. I heard it's sold out for a couple weeks.
It's crazy.
I feel like you gotta hold out and just wait for the right screen.
I was so lucky to be able to get 3 seats in a row to tonight because, it was tough getting tickets tonight.
And we thought nobody was going to be there, and then suddenly that last 5 minutes, everybody ushered in.
Everyone back
at the end.
the last
We were like,
second.
where is everybody?
Did you have a favorite new character? Because Dune Part 2 adds Florence Pugh, it adds Austin Butler, we get Christopher Walken.
It's a lot. I mean, I Florence Pugh definitely, I think, was kind of like snuck in there in a way where you kind of didn't. I mean, I didn't expect her performance to be as interesting as it was, because what I remember from the '80s movie, that character didn't have a lot of screen time. But Austin Butler, man, first of all, he wasn't talking like Elvis anymore, so that's
right. Yeah.
But yeah, he had a presence for sure, man. When he was on screen, you paid attention. It was pretty awesome. Also, too, you get to see Zendaya actually in the movie, because people forget she wasn't really in the first one very well.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It was cool seeing finally their sort of performance together.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's no weak links in this. That's for sure. Nobody's not pulling their weight.
For me, Austin Butler, every second of screen time he gets, it's just like, I don't know. I was on the edge of my seat the first time that hand-to-hand combat we were talking about. The first time I saw it, my fist was like clenched, like my nails left a mark on my hand, because I was just I didn't know how it was going to play out.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's a lot, man. It's a heavy movie, a lot to take in. It's got weight to it. It feels like you're kind of like coming up for air after that movie.
Yeah,
I mean, not in a bad way, just in a way where you're like, it's a lot to. I'll be thinking about it for like days for sure.
It was funny. As soon as the movie ended, I turned to Scott and I was like, "Was there not enough sand in the movie?"
You get your weight in sand. And that's it. Yeah.
One last question. Have you named your popcorn bucket yet?
Hey, put me on the spot there. I can't say that I have. I don't want to get too attached to it. You know?
Some people, I think,
you know what I mean.
Can be very attached to it.
I know.
But I would call
mine.
I think mine's gonna be Wilma. She seems like a little older, a little droopy in some sections. Yeah. And I think I might use her as a vase and put some flowers in her.
I was told I will not be able to have this in the rest of the house. I have to like put this in in my workspace, and it cannot exit that area. So.
Oh my gosh, it's a lot like sturdier than I thought, and then this part I know I'm gonna get my channel turned away, but it's like it's very squishy to put your hand in and grab the popcorn. That's what these are for.
It is funny.
But while we have you guys here, Scott and I do have an interview on my channel, and I'm very proud of that interview because it was fun to look at your.
I think a couple
career.
Actually.
Yeah. So eventually we'll have a playlist of just Scott and I.
Yeah.
But check out that interview. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video because I'm really proud of that interview, and it's fun to look at your work and see some of the first sketches.
Yeah, that was fun. That was great.
Sketches, so
that's right.
We're gonna go. All of us are gonna go to Yard House now and go get some drinks. But thanks everyone for checking this out. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Oh, Dune. We'll see you guys again, Dune. Bye.